Heroes and Legends War of Bitter Rivals Episode 6 Imani LaFleur, head of the Fleur Insurer and father of Darling and husband of Dr. Anne, was promoted to lead the bank run space as well. Since there were no main LaFleurs over bank run now, Imani was the best pick. Darling was happy for her father, but also worried for herself, as she knew that she was next in line to lead not only Insure but now Bankrun as well. This made her frustrated, as she never wanted to lead or to be a leader, but now she has to. In Bankrun, a new and young officers a new and young officer was making his debut in battle. His name was Duval. He is loyal to Anjosika, no matter who is in charge. To Duval, only the LaFleur family can rule and maintain peace in the universe. However, there was the Fidels who, in the bank run, were raised up due to the previous emperor, Angelo, who was a bank run, had a problem with this situation. The Orange Army of Fidel, as they were called, for their orange armor, had already had issues being elders, now opposing other elders. Now they were now being forced to follow an insurance who were the bank run's rivals for hundreds of years. The new knight of the Orange Army, Risi, was not a Fidelian, but he was still loyal to the Orange Army because of his own armor and his close friendship with Savon, who was the protector of the three Orange Army sisters. Savon is a noble who, along with Risi, wanted to see Linda, the Fidel leader, achieve her dreams. Fighting under Insure now would not help to achieve those goals. But now they swallowed their pride and fought alongside Anjosika and Duval against the Kalmani and allied troops. Duval, for his first battle, fought extremely well, impressing everyone. Duval knew that his time had come. Elsewhere, at the Albina Castle, Maximilian Albino, who was the fourth in line in his family to lead Albino, was chilling with his cousin Virgil, who is known as the Viper, for his poison blade style. Then they got word that the Elder Army was attacking them. Stunned, as they thought the Elders were neutral in this war, quickly mobilized all the forces they could, as they led their forces to aid their Builderon allies. It would be here a young and beautiful woman named Jaretta will make her first appearance in these wars for the universe. She is a loyal follower of the Albino. She fights only with honor, and she sees greatness in Max, that he would be a great leader one day. Weeks before the battle, the Elder Force led by Japheth Pass and Saul Dakota were getting restless. Japheth is one of the greatest hand-to-hand fighters around, but his bad luck at times usually causes him. Saul, on the other hand, is a strong-built man with great leadership skills. However, bad judgments would often mess him up. With these two leading an army, things were certain to go south fast. So these two decided to make an easy move, go for an easy mark, but being the Albina Castle. Due to Marco and the four Kogog droids and others away, it seemed like an easy score. So the elders attacked and threatened the main gate to the southwest. Also, the by road to the northeast was filled with advancing enemies. The Albina's only hope was with the central wall, which they had launched attacks from. However, The men needed time to prepare. Virgil was good in one-on-one fighting, and so a massive invasion like this would not be good for him. Maximin had to protect the main castle and could not move, so it was up to Jaretta to turn the tide. First, the main gate to the west had to be protected, so she raced to that location. There she confronted Gideon Seneth. He is a devoted warrior who fights to win no matter what. Neither of them wanted to lose, and so a fight between them began. Jaretta showing her bravery in the face of the underhanded tactics of Gideon. Impressed by her resolve, Gideon left and let her take the victory. Not wasting any time, Jaretta raced east to defeat the Elders Vale. That elder unit was led by Ray, who was a Risi. Not much is known about him, as he keeps a low profile. Not even his allies knew much about him. He confronts Jaretta, but doesn't fight her. She is confused by this, as the Risi are loyal to the allies, are loyal allies of Anjosaka. Jaretta thought that maybe the two forces might still be working together to oppose Bilderun, but Ray cleared it up and said that that he said that wasn't the case, and he was just doing his own thing, just like Laura and the Zephyr is with Bilderun and not in Joseph anymore. Jaretta was then impressed by this. Before she could respond, Ray and his men retreated. Now the allies from the center wall, led by Virgil, were ready to strike. They began their attack. Jaretta attacked from the east, and just then Marco had returned from the west. Japheth and Saul were now surrounded with no allies coming, so they fought hard against the Albino forces. However, unfortunately, the momentum was with Albino. Soon, the elders ran from that place, and the Albino cheered their victory over the Elder army. News of this would reach the ears of one Anjosaka ally, but would use this to advance their own glory.